25th.
So you excited?
We are totally stoked and totally exhausted, as you know the story. But yeah, no, it's been a great wild ride. Just over a year of dev. Studio's grown a lot during it, and very excited about the game and about the engine and the editor. So that not only are we releasing, the campaign story, but that is only the first of what we hope to be many, many thousands of stories as people go off and use the editor to create all their own stuff.
That's that's pretty cool. In terms of if I wanted if I wanted to go now, say one of the uh, community that's watching this right now, can they come in and they pre-order? Can they back? What's the situation right now?
Yeah, on Steam, there's a pre-order available on Steam. And that'll be the distribution for PC and Mac. And then when we release, we'll also be on tablets. But right now, you can pre-order on Steam. The editor only runs on PC and Mac, not on tablets.
Right. Okay. Cool.
And one of the things we're doing that's kind of fun, very different from what the way we used to do things, is that we're releasing the entire campaign in the editor format as well, so people can go and hack at it right away and change it and make it whatever they want it to be, and use it as a starting point for their own stories, or as some are going to be apt to do, show us what we should have done.
Right. And then is there a plan for like continuing stories and missions that will come out?
Yeah, we're working on Berlin, which is a second campaign setting, which was also crowdfunded as one of the stretch goals from the original Kickstarter campaign. So that'll release when it comes out. We'll have whole new environments and characters and a bunch of new runs and stories. And so yeah, that's the plan. It's just keep making it a richer and richer environment for us to create in and for the audience to create and consume in.
And then I mean, I've got my list of things that I think are pretty awesome about the whole crowdfunding and having your community involved right from the start. So on your side, what are the things that you've found? Let's see, what are the things that you found the most interesting, the funnest, and then also what are the most challenging?
Well, for me, I think the initial campaign was pretty overwhelming emotionally. Because that game Shadowrun's 25 years old now, and just people reaching out, telling stories about how the different versions of the game impacted their life was really touching, and really draining, because I wanted to answer that with the same kind of honest emotion that they poured out. So it was quite an emotional roller coaster, and really the whole year has been. As we've met more and more of our backers at different shows, or as some of them have come out and visited the studio. You know this story. You live with your team and you make these things, and sometimes you don't really just understand the impact they have on people. And this whole experience has really been eye opening and very rewarding in that regard. It's also been a great input vehicle. I mean, in the old days, we'd be toiling away for years and wouldn't know how anybody was going to react to any of this. And now it's very, glass house. I mean, we're in constant communication with the audience, and they're really apprised of features we're putting in and features we're cutting and decisions we're making, and are able to voice their opinion about that. And it's really been, I think, quite energizing.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, I would say those are all the things that make. They're all the things that I didn't expect to come out of it. Just how energizing, how invigorating it is to have that direct connection with the community and the feedback, because you know that you're making something that people care about, and that it's really amazing if you're someone that likes to create stuff, how much that matters to you, and how much you realize that in the old method where you were basically dealing with middlemen that were like essentially saying, well, I think there's a bunch of people that will buy your game, so I'll finance it for you. That you sort of you were missing that oxygen, so to speak, that makes you realize all the hard work it does to make a good game is worthwhile.
Absolutely, and I think that's why. I mean, it's kind of, we had, back in the paper game days, FASA and stuff. You had a little bit more of that because it was the conventions and all that kind of stuff was more immediate FaceTime with the audiences. But there's no question, as we got into giant video games, you really lose that, or lost it previously. And it's to me, it's just really exciting to get that feedback, and also sometimes it's quite surprising and quite generous. I mean, like even during our Kickstarter, when one of the stretch goals we had was, some content that would be exclusive to Kickstarter backers, and the audience said, "No, we really don't want that. We want this game to be successful. So anything you make, we want you to give to everybody." And that was just cool, to see that they were really behind the project, not for what they could get out of it, but what the whole Shadowrun fandom and hopefully increasing Shadowrun fandom could get out of it.
Well, no, I think I think that's definitely a big part. Like for me, I certainly know with our community, they're almost they're as invested in making sure that it's a success as myself or the team are, because for them there's, guys, as you can see, there's a few people in here that are from the community. I think it's partly because it's a game, it's a universe they want to be in for a while, and they want to make sure that it's around. So, and they want to make sure that it's pure. So they're all pretty invested in, hey, let's make that the case, and let me try and get some friends into it. So you don't have to take the dollars from the publisher or the dollars from the VC. You can make a pure game instead, and that's actually great. I mean, like we don't really do any marketing on our side. It's all either talking to the press or essentially the community itself, like going out there and actively finding new members to come in and join the community, which obviously brings more money in, which allows us to make a bigger, better game.
Well, and that's kind of as we move towards launch here. I mean, that's the biggest thing that our backers and fans are really starting to help with, is getting the word out for the product as it goes to market, right? Because as you well know, for this to be a venture that can keep going and we can keep adding to the world and growing it, it needs to reach a lot more people than have already pre-bought, right? It's got to get out to a much wider audience at launch, and that communications here at the as we approach launch is really important, and we're excited about what the backers are doing, and keep encouraging them to do more, get the word out for a launch date on the 25th.
Very cool. So 25th of July, right?
That's it.
I'm gonna get. I'll have to, because Steam pre-order.